"Then I am free? Free, John?" "Whenever you wish." "Not that I shall ever wish, but to know that I am not chained, that is a wonderful thing." She looked directly at him again. "I never dreamed there was such fineness in you, John Mark. I never dreamed it, but I should have. Now I have been winning Caroline to the game," he went on, "and she is beginning to love it. In another year or 6 months, trust me to have completely filled her with the fever. But now enters the mischief maker in the piece, a stranger, an ignorant outsider. This incredible man arrives, and in a few days, having miraculously run Caroline to earth, goes on and brings Caroline face to face with her lover, teaches Jerry Smith that I am his worst enemy, gets enough money to pay off his debt to me, and convinces him I can never use my knowledge of his crime to jail him, because I don't dare bring the police too close to my own rather explosive record." "I saw them both here," said the girl. She wondered how much he had guessed, and she saw his keen eyes probe her with a glance. But her ingenuousness, if it did not disarm him, at least dulled the edge of his suspicions. He was here, and the trap was laid here, and he slipped through it. Got through a certain room which Fernand would give $1,000,000 to keep secret. At any rate the fellow has shown that he is slippery, and has a sting, too. He sent a bullet a fraction of an inch past Fernand's head, at one point in this little story. In short, the price is too high. What I want is to secure Caroline Smith from the inside. I want you to go to her, to persuade her to go with you on a trip, take her to the Bermudas, or to Havana, any place you please. The moment the Westerner thinks the lady is running away from him of her own volition, he'll throw up his hands and curse his luck and go home. They have a sort of pride on the other side of the Rockies. Will you go back tonight, right now, and persuade Caroline to go with you?" She bowed her head under the shock of it. Ronicky Doone had begged her to send Caroline Smith to meet her lover. Now the counterattack followed. "Do you think she'd listen?" "Yes. Tell her that the one thing that will save the head of Bill Gregg is for her to go away. Otherwise, I'll wipe the fool off the map. Better still, tell her that Gregg of his own free will has left New York and given up the chase. Tell her you wanted to console her with a trip. She'll be sad and glad and flattered, all at the same moment, and go along with you without a word. Will you try, Ruth? I suppose you would have Bill Gregg removed if he continued a nuisance." "Not a shadow of a doubt. Will you do your best?" She rose. "Yes," said the girl. Then she managed to smile at him. "Of course I'll do my best. I'll go back right now." He took her arm to the door of the room. "Thank heaven," he said, "that I have one person in whom I can trust without question, one who needs no bribing or rewards, but works to please me. Good bye, my dear." He watched her down the hall, and then turned and went through room after room to the rear of the house. There he rapped on a door in a peculiar manner. It was opened at once, and Harry Morgan appeared before him. "A rush job, Harry," he said. "A little shadowing." Harry jerked his cap lower over his eyes. "Give me the smell of the trail. I'm ready," he said. "Ruth Tolliver has just left this house. Follow her. She'll probably go home. She'll probably talk with Caroline Smith. Find a way of listening. If you hear anything that seems wrong to you, anything about Caroline leaving the house alone, for instance, telephone me at once. Now go and work, as you have never worked for me before." Chapter 22